So I've tried like different expense trackers already, and I would normally start like super motivated. I would log every coffee, every grab food, kahit sa single tissue that I have bought, logged. Then after a while, poof, it's gone. Expense trackers are supposed to help you with your finances, to gain control over your finances. But for me, sometimes I feel like it just became another chore that I forgot to do. So today I'll share while expense trackers don't always work for me and why it might actually work for you. I'll also share some of the things that I do instead to manage my finances. Plus, at the end of this video, I will also share a very simple budget tracker that you can actually use. So I'll share it to you for free. So let's talk about why expense trackers or budget trackers do not always work for me. I can only think of two things at the top of my head. The first one is it's very time consuming. Like, sa sobrang dami kong ginagawa, I don't have the energy to log every single transaction na ginawa ko for the day. Especially if I am making a purchase in cash, like yung tipong bumili ka sa tindahan, tapos, like small stuff na binibili mo. So, yeah, it takes a lot of energy to like sit down and track all your expenses for the day. And then the second reason is it's very easy to forget. Life happens, ang dami mong ginagawa for the day, and nakakaligtaan na lang talaga, nakakalimutan ko na lang talaga siyang isulat. So yeah, those are mainly the two reasons why. And trackers will only work if you are actually consistent. Why do trackers still work for other people? Well, trackers work amazingly well with other people who are into journaling. Kung mahilig sila magsulat, if they're detail-oriented, if they love systems and structures, yes, it's gonna do great for them. It's also gonna work well if you're in a phase where you're trying to figure out like saan ba napupunta yung pera mo. And for beginners, tracking is a good start for awareness para alam mo kung saan napupunta yung pera mo buwan-buwan. But once you already know your pattern, the usual stuff where your money goes every now and then, there are actually simpler ways of tracking your expenses, and so you can be more consistent and without having to log every peso down. Since tracking does not always work for me, here are some things that I actually do and they seem to work pretty well that you can also try. Number one is I automate my finances. I set automatic transfers. Let's say, for example, I get paid on the 15th or the 30th of every month. So, may nakaset na ng automatic transfer for the savings, for the bills. In that way, I get to be paid first before anyone else does. Number two is instead of doing like a daily check-in or login, I do a weekly check-in. In that way, parang naglo-look back na lang ako for the week kung ano yung mga nagastos ko for this certain period. So I don't have to log everything down. Anyway, makikita mo naman yung pattern, and makikita ko usually whenever I would go overboard or where I went overboard. And usually, nasa food. It's always food. Another one is daily spending limit. So I can set a rule or a limit of, let's say, for example, 500 pesos for the day. So I'm only allowing myself to spend 500 pesos for today. But if I overspend today, then tomorrow, i-adjust ko na lang siya. I'll spend less para mabalance. It's not rigid. I mean, it is flexible, and it still helps me to be mindful of my expenses. And lastly, I use banking app insights. For example, I have RCBC. And RCBC already has yung parang built-in system. It already categorizes your spending. So makikita mo na doon kung magkano yung na-spend mo for clothing, for grocery, andun na siya lahat. So yeah, it already gives you an overview of where your money went. In that way, I can review my habits without having to write down every detail kasi nasa app na siya. So yeah, expense trackers don't always work for me, but I'm still trying. I'm working on it. And if you're like me who have tried so many times and failed so many times, don't stress about it. Money management is not about being perfect. It's about being aware where your money goes. What matters is finding a system that you can keep up with Even as simple as setting a daily limit or a weekly check-in can actually change how you handle your money. Again, hindi kailangan maging perfect, kailangan lang to be consistent and swak sa lifestyle mo. But if you still want to try tracking, I actually made a free budget tracker template that's very easy to use. I'll put it in the description box so you can see if it will also work for you. Let me know kung gusto niyo po ng walkthrough. Anyway, meron na po siyang instructions. Ando na siya sa Google Sheet mismo. So you can follow the instructions and then start tracking your money. So if you're still here and you like what you see, then don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Also, comment down below if you also like expense trackers or if you have a better system na pwede mong i-share sa amin. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!